Bienvenue dans une nouvelle vidéo. Cette semaine, on vient de terminer un documentaire qui se passe dans les pays du Golfe, une région souvent très stéréotypée. Quand on pense aux femmes des pays du Golfe, souvent on pense à ça.
Dans le monde, le sort des femmes progresse, mais à petite vitesse. Pas question toutefois de bousculer les habitudes, les femmes restent voilées.
Dans les monarchies du Golfe, les femmes vivent en grande partie sous la tutelle des hommes.
On voyage depuis 6 ans en quête d'histoire d'un monde meilleur. Et après avoir traversé pas mal de pays qui font la une des journaux, on a compris une chose, c'est qu'en général, il faut aller voir par nous-mêmes comment ça se passe. Et c'est ce qu'on s'apprête à faire. Au cœur des pays du Golfe, on va raconter une histoire qu'on voit pas à la télé. Une histoire des femmes du monde arabe pour les femmes du monde entier. On a décidé de se rendre à Mascate, capitale du Sultanat d'Oman, à la rencontre de 2 jeunes femmes. Loin de toute dimension politique, nous avons tout simplement décidé de partager le quotidien de nos 2 amies. Il s'avère qu'elles sont des femmes, et qu'elles vivent dans les pays du Golfe. Mais elles sont surtout bien plus que ça. Aujourd'hui, on est samedi matin, c'est le week-end ici à Mascate, et on a rejoint Nour pour son activité favorite, qui est très tôt le matin, il est 6h30.
Hello. Nice to see you again. Hi.
How are you doing?
Hi. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So it takes you up the mountain, you go down the wadi. Even at Ramadan, we do it in the evening sometimes. We can make it short, we can make it long. It's completely up to us today. It's nothing that you need to commit to. So we're going to start with the staircase.
Okay, it's staircase.
Yes, I know. So we're going to take it slow.
How do you feel being in the city? Or are you missing outdoors? Are you missing the
I
mountains?
don't miss much outdoors in the city because I have access to the outdoors. That's the beauty of Amman. You're literally overlooking the Matrah, looking at the sea, some of the most famous viewpoints over here.
Il est 6h du matin et il y a un groupe de femmes qui sont derrière nous qui font la randonnée aussi, donc j'ai l'impression que c'est vraiment une activité des gens de Mascate de venir ici dans les montagnes alors qu'on est à 15 minutes du centre-ville.
You see a lot of locals who come here to hike during the weekends, even weekdays.
This is a nice viewpoint, wow.
Yeah. So this is the port. It's where people used to actually, trade. My grandfather used to come here and trade and used to go back to Africa from here. Yeah. Wow. It's one of the main ports in the country.
C'est Nour qui nous a donné l'idée de faire ce documentaire, parce qu'elle a plein d'autres projets, notamment la création de sa propre association.
So it was just a simple idea of opening a page on Instagram, having simple interviews online with my friends. But it went way bigger than that. The moment I started it and posted the photos online, it went viral. Omani women are pretty much conservative, yet they're very adventurous and very brave. We go on hikes, we go into these trails, we meet each other. This is one of the girls that I met in one of the hikes probably, and she just said hello to me. So the first thing that I was told when I started Hunna was that be careful, you might get criticized for what you do. The women are quite conservative, the culture is quite conservative in this area. I'm like, don't worry, because I represent them in the way that the people will like. And the people will respect. I think we're changing the stereotype. People think it exists, but I think that it's not really there as much because we've been receiving very positive feedback so far.
Ounna signifie celle qui laisse une empreinte. À travers le sport et l'aventure, Nour et Wissal veulent créer une communauté de femmes arabes qui s'inspirent et se soutiennent.
We are still in Muscat, yeah?
Yes, you're still in Muscat. You're in a wadi, in the middle of the city. You can go to the beaches. We have so many beaches in the city.
Depuis qu'on est dans ce pays, on a remarqué plusieurs fois beaucoup d'événements sportifs sont organisés. Et donc on aimerait savoir pourquoi.
Oldest and first people to get into sports in the country who is very well known is a tennis player. Her name is Fatma Nabhani. She's very well known. And with climbing and adventure, this kind of sport is quite fresh in the country, I would say. I run. I do climb mountains as well. I haven't been to Everest yet, hopefully one day. But I have been to a couple of peaks in Nepal. I've been to Elbrus, Everest Base Camp, Kilimanjaro, Aconcagua. So hopefully in the future, climb even more.
Where do you find your funding?
I have a job. I save from my salary and I pay for it almost every year. So I've been spending a lot on my climbing for the past 4 years.
Il est à peine 8h du mat quand on termine notre randonnée matinale. Maintenant on a rendez-vous avec Wissal, la meilleure amie de Nour, pour une visite un peu plus citadine.
Hello! How are you, Wissal?
Wissal, on s'en rendra compte assez rapidement, elle est ici comme chez elle.
Listen, now you're in real Muscat.
Et alors le vrai Muscat c'est quoi? Eh ben on n'en sait rien. Donc on va le découvrir ensemble.
Okay, so let's go. Noor, welcome.
Thank you.
You're here for the first time.
Have a very close look, you know.
I'm telling you, no single guy will give
No,
you
guys don't walk around. No, that's just me. I'm crazy.
But if you look through your binoculars, you will see a small fort.
Yeah.
So we were colonized by the Portuguese for around 100 years. And it's just a beautiful place. I wanted you guys to see this because it's a very special place. It's what remains of the Portuguese architecture in Oman. Oman's ports have been known for centuries to harness trades between Asia and Africa.
So you would say you're happy to be Omani?
Yeah.
You wouldn't wish to be any other nationality?
No. I don't have income tax. My education is paid for, so even my university education was paid for by the government. We have other benefits like unemployment benefit. Oh, if you're a citizen, you can apply for land and you're given land by the government for you to build your own house. So no, I wouldn't want to be elsewhere or want a different nationality.
À travers les yeux de Wissal, nous découvrons une nouvelle facette de la ville qui l'a vu grandir. L'occasion de comprendre à quoi ressemble la vie pour une jeune femme de la capitale d'Oman, loin de tous les clichés qu'on peut voir dans les journaux.
Là, c'est l'heure de manger. Et juste là où c'est beau, c'est là où on va manger ce midi.
It's one of the best local restaurants in Notre. You're going to have very local food, seafood, vegetarian options. So I hope you're going to enjoy today. Very nice, homemade. You can have the stairs and the lift. Forget the stairs today. We had a good hike this morning. Halas, we're done.
It's a full house, c'est complet. Donc faut qu'on attende un petit peu.
There's a waiting list. Apparently, I've put our name on the list. Maybe it's not.
Take it.
Thank you.
This is seafood. You have lobster, squid, and fish. This is a very typical coconut spinach soup. This is a bread basket made of all the traditional breads.
This is bamia, it's okra curry. It's a vegetable and it's also available in Algeria as well.
Oh. What do you think of the food?
I'm having my best Omani dish, baplo. It's a seafood soup. It's really, really good. My favorite, definitely in Oman.
Après une pause digestive bien méritée, Wissal décide de nous emmener dans un de ses cafés préférés, dans un des lieux les plus insolites de la capitale.
On est toujours dans le vieux quartier de Mascate, et là il va falloir qu'on monte toutes les marches qu'il y a derrière nous.
This looks like Lord of the Rings.
I know. It's
Kind of.
crazy. You know what this is? These are the leftover buildings that are very old, surrounded by the newer buildings, surrounded by the forts that were built by the Portuguese. So it's crazy, the combination. Life in Muscat is very nice. It's very calm. It's very safe for a female. I can go anywhere by myself and I feel very safe.
Traditionally,
Yes.
until you get married, you stay
You would
with your
live with your
family.
parents. I live with my mom and my brothers, which again is very common. Even though I don't see them much, but I feel them around the house, you know? And I like that movement around the house, so it was nice. It was nice to have a bit of time off away from them, but at the same time, towards the end, I was done. I was like, I need them to come back.
1 week.
Imagine being under 30 and you live with your parents. It's not always pleasant. Some of them have no choice. They have to still live with their family. But for some who do have a choice, which again is rare, they still prefer going home and staying home and being with the families.
You have quite big home in Oman, right? Like for all family
Most homes
members.
are quite big, around
So you can
5
have
to
your
6
privacy.
bedrooms. Yes, you have your own bedroom, your own toilet. Sometimes you have an ensuite, so you have even a little kitchenette, like Nur does. She has like a little living room and her own toilet and her own room. So it's her own space. They wouldn't usually come to that space. And for some, they even have like outside the house, but they would have like a small guest house, and they would stay there. So that gives them even more privacy. So yeah, it depends again on the family, their lifestyle, affordability. Muscat is quite expensive. In our culture, we're lucky to have the support of our family.
On est dans un café super branché, perché sur l'un des plus vieux forts de la ville. C'est quand même assez loin de tous ces clichés des villes 100% gratte-ciel, tournées vers le business, qu'on aurait avant attribué aux pays du Golfe.
So this is the life in Muscat. Yeah. We go out, have some drinks, eat cake.
It's really chill, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But during the week you work hard.
My working hours are quite long.
What time do you go home?
So I get home at around 5:30 and we start at around 8 a.m.
Un coup de téléphone de la mère de Wissal plus tard, elle lui demande de ramener quelques courses du souk. Dernière étape d'une journée bien remplie.
The location of the souk has been preserved as it is, and they used to call it in the olden days souk dhalam, which means the souk of darkness, because there was no light, so people would enter with lanterns.
Les plafonds sont en bois, c'est vraiment la partie la plus ancienne. Et Wissal va nous emmener dans ses boutiques préférées. What are we looking for?
So my mom wants an incense burner that can also be used as a candle holder.
ايوه
بس قلت لهم هم عندهم كم يوم في مسقط، قلت لهم لو بغيتوا زيادة تجيوا هنا.
هذا محلهم.
لبان أنا أشيل من ظفار أنت يسوي هذا sell for I will sell for you لبان.
Oh, how much do you have?
How much you want?
How much do you have? Which quality do you have?
Quality is fresh.
not-
You can eat like this, huh? I'll show my mom.
On a trouvé ce qu'il faut pour la mère de Wissal, elle a envoyé une photo et elle a répondu waouh. Donc on est extrêmement satisfait.
Keep this for me.
Okay.
Do bubble wrap.
Il va l'emballer, on va faire un tour du souk et quand on revient, on les prend.
This is my favorite store.
You find a little bit of everything. Items from around the world and items that the family collects. So what we'll do is we'll go inside the store all the way in the inside. I don't think you're allowed to film some of those items because some are very rare collectibles. But I want you to see them because some are up to 200 years old. And not every item in the store is for sale.
On termine cette journée dans la vie de Wissal, dans cette boutique, une boutique d'antiquité, qui fait écho à tous ces récits des derniers mois sur la riche histoire du territoire.
On voulait prendre le temps de remercier le sponsor de cette vidéo, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN, c'est une application aussi bien sur le mobile que sur l'ordinateur ou sur les tablettes qui nous permet de changer notre adresse IP et de nous connecter comme si on était dans un autre pays. Il nous accompagne depuis le début du voyage et c'est super pratique. Par exemple, depuis qu'on est dans les pays du Golfe, on peut pas passer d'appels vidéo ou audio sur WhatsApp, ce qui rend super compliqué pour joindre la famille. C'est à ce moment-là que Surfshark VPN devient notre indispensable à l'étranger. En utilisant Surfshark VPN, ça nous permet de nous connecter comme si on était dans un autre pays et d'appeler nos proches en toute tranquillité. WhatsApp fonctionne à nouveau, mais ça a aussi plein d'autres avantages. Ça peut aussi être utile par exemple pour changer sa bibliothèque Netflix. Quand on a envie d'aller voir des films sur toute culture étrangère, on choisit un pays, par exemple l'Inde ou la Jordanie ou encore Oman, pour avoir accès à des films qui sont pas tous des films hollywoodiens. Si ça t'intéresse, on a un code promo qu'on te met juste là avec un lien en description. Encore merci à Surfshark d'avoir sponsorisé cette vidéo. Pour comprendre l'essence et l'importance d'Oudna, leur association, nous partons à la rencontre d'une jeune femme, à la périphérie de la ville.
On arrive dans un endroit assez chic, on est juste à la bordure de la ville et on a rendez-vous dans un centre équestre. Mais c'est un truc qu'on apprend là plus les jours passent, c'est que cette ville elle est très aérée. Il y a beaucoup de place à Oman. What?
That I grew up between men, so I can't cry, I can't be scared, you know, those stereotypes. So I have all those in me.
Et on s'apprête à voir ces deux chevaux qui viennent d'Europe et dont celui-là qu'elle est allée chercher en Hollande, qu'elle a ramené par avion. C'est fou.
What? La taille de ce cheval. He's huge. This is normal?
Ils sont hyper impressionnants. Et en fait, la grandeur des écuries va avec la grandeur des chevaux. Royal de Chanel.
Yeah.
Very fancy name.
My name is Amna Al-Sharji. I am from Oman. Horses is part of our culture. It's more to the endurance and the racing and the traditional acts that we have. But in terms of show jumping, it's not considered part of our tradition. So basically, I work from 8 to 3, and from after 3, I rush straight to the stable for me to ride. I get home by noon every single day, and so exhausted. And then the next day, it's the same again, almost on a daily basis. In my level currently, I'm the only girl among all boys. So yeah, that's a huge evidence that it's a male-dominated sport.
What do you think this sport brought into your life?
More discipline, for sure. More sense of responsibility, braveness, courage, being competitive, and so much more.
À travers sa détermination et sa fierté de jouer sa place lors d'une compétition masculine, nous comprenons le changement qui s'opère progressivement. Nour nous propose une dernière rencontre, celle de Marwa, sa meilleure amie.
Il est 7h du matin et on a rendez-vous très tôt dans cette salle de sport. Nous on avait l'impression que 7h c'était quand elle commençait sa journée, mais non, à 6h. De 6h à 7h elle donnait une classe. It's a beautiful gym.
Elle part au travail dans 1 heure, donc on a 20 minutes pour faire une interview.
Un coin pour les femmes et un coin pour les hommes, ça c'était une question que je me posais.
Is it usual in the gyms to have a ladies section and men's section?
Not all gyms. Some ladies prefer like training here without men around. So my name is Marwa Al-Wadahi. I'm from Oman, Muscat. I'm a weightlifter and an athlete. I've played multiple sports, but I'm currently focused on weightlifting. Weightlifting is it's an actually Olympic sport, very old sport, so it requires a lot of skill. I wanted to improve my skills in that, and I approached the national team to learn from them. They welcomed me. From there, I ended up joining them, becoming the first female to join them because they had no females before, actually. Generally, when it comes to sports in this region, it's not usually a full-time thing. We have jobs and we do sports part-time, but we still try our level best to reach places. A guy who's with us in the team who reached the Olympics in Tokyo.
Is it a goal you have in mind?
Yes, of course. It's the dream of any athlete in this world to go to the Olympics. It's a great, great honor. Better, there is a specific spot there that I prefer to shoot there because there is a weightlifting platform.
C'est très inspirant de discuter avec elle. Elle a beaucoup de courage, elle a beaucoup de détermination. C'est vraiment ça, ça inspire. Ça te donne envie de faire pareil.
I believe many women face that challenge where a certain sport is dominated by men. They would be intimidated to enter the sport. But for me, I decided like my love for the sport, my passion for doing it goes above that. So I did enter weightlifting. I was the only female in the beginning. There were no other females, and I didn't let that stop me. Like I went there and I trained with like 10, 20 boys around, and it was just me in the beginning. That's because I really wanted to improve the skill, to learn. I was passionate, I loved it. And I know like maybe I will start, but then I know others will follow. They'll feel encouraged. You know, it's like opening doors. That's what I believe in. Don't be afraid to go into something just because it's dominated by men. If you're passionate, you love it, go for it. I don't believe in this sport is only for men, women can't do it. We're also strong, we're capable. We will compete against women, we won't compete against men. We will compete in fair rules and environment. Sometimes the sport itself can be challenging and frustrating, but then I take it as a learning opportunity. You won't progress or become better unless you go through, let's say, hardship or challenges. Any challenges will give you progress. I try my best to stay positive, keep going, despite some days being bad days. Not all days will be great, you know? And I understand that. Being aware, reading, learning, supporting each other, it makes a difference.
Nous avons passé beaucoup de temps dans l'intérieur d'Oman, en quête de culture ancestrale et de modes de vie traditionnels. Il nous semblait juste de montrer cette facette du pays, celle d'une capitale vivante, inspirée par la jeunesse omanaise pleine de projets et d'optimisme. Il y a 5 ans, quand nous sommes partis en quête d'espoir, nous avons fait le choix de chercher la beauté. Ce qui nous intéresse, c'est ce qui est meilleur que chez nous. Alors on dira jamais c'était moins beau, moins bon ou moins bien. Évidemment, notre vision est un aspect d'une réalité parfois si complexe qu'elle est insaisissable. Car c'est le beau, le bon et l'espoir qui nous inspirent à raconter les histoires d'un monde meilleur. L'histoire de Nour, de Wissal, d'Amna et de Marwa nous donne envie de faire encore plus dans notre quotidien pour créer ce monde dont on rêve.